Hey, let's try that. Hey, there we go. Welcome in, everyone, to Prowler Racing League Season 7, Round 2 at Miami. Apologize for the technical difficulty. Let's go back to the track real quick. Give everyone a heads up. So, this is 3.362 miles long, 2 DRS zones, overtaking opportunities at turn 11 and 17. So, we'll keep a close eye on that for our drivers going around. As I was saying that you guys couldn't hear me, right now we're waiting for Mitch, who's in. So Pro Ultra, the only one we're not here. He has not messaged that he's going to be late or anything. So we are going to continue on. Thank you to Luke for letting me know my mic was not working properly. So command has been sent in the Discord for everyone to ready up, and let's go. So it looks like we will have 15 drivers tonight going around the circuits of Miami. Tonight's race is going to be requiring 3 pit stops for our drivers. Hopefully it doesn't rain, or that'll be a problem. But here we go with our championship right now. Sasuke. Whoa, that's not the right one. That is last year's standings. That's not what we want. I am all out of sorts. This is fantastic. So your team standing so far, there we go. McLaren out in front with 54. Sauber 44 behind after our first race of the season was a sprint race first off before we got into it. Those team scores: McLaren out in front, Sauber, Racing Bulls, Ferrari, Red Bull, Aston Martin, Haas, Williams, Alpine, Mercedes. Brought to you by our drivers. Sasuke out in front, 32. The SC Fire, 28. Lone Fire, 22. Vanilla, 21. Zaluxy, 20. Pro Ultra, 18. I That Man, 16. Rasha, 14. MLB, Show Me Your D, 9. And Boogie with 7. That is your top 10. So let's head down to the track and get ready for qualifying around Miami. We'll check out the weather once we get there. Again, apologize everyone for the technical difficulty in the beginning of the show. Waiting for everybody to get loaded into the server for tonight's race. Cody seems to be having a bit of an issue tonight. Not sure what's going on. So we are in. Let's pull up a full track map, which is already there. Get rid of the in-game graphics. Go with our graphics brought to you by Racer Ray. We'll pull up the timing and scoring board. Let's see here. Everyone's gang is good. Asian's good. Anime good. Dynamic Boogie. Firefighter. SC. Inception. Mitch. Luke. I That Man. Vanilla. Sasuke. Lone. Rasha. MLB. So everyone's got their telemetry set right. So, because it is predicting rain for the race, if the game disables DRS, the 3 pit stop rule goes out the window. So depending on when the rain is, will determine if they have to make the pit stops. So let's head on down the running order for the cars out on track. I think Vanilla is the first car out on track in the Racing Bull. Give us a little tour of the track as he heads around. A little bounce off the wall there for him. Getting tire temperatures up, and once we get going here, the lap timing set, Again, Vanilla going to be setting our first time for tonight. Anime Boy, Dynamic, Inception, Sasuke out on track right now. So here we go with Vanilla as he comes around the final corner. Start our timed lap. First one of tonight. Traffic getting out of the way of Vanilla. Vanilla running the soft tire for this session, for his first time session. A couple drivers out on track on medium, but they may be looking to set an initial lap time and then come out on softs a little bit later. We do have just over 15 minutes in the qualifying session. Here he goes through 11 and 12. Around Beach North, coming up to the very tricky chicane at the top of the hill of 13. Onto the long straightaway. Playing the hammer down. DRS going to be opening momentarily. There it goes. DRS drag reduction system adding roughly about 12 kilometers an hour more through turn 17, which is going to be one of our overtaking zones to pay attention to. But Vanilla coming across the line, setting our first time of the night, the 1:26.227. It's going to be the time to beat so far. Let's go check out the Aston Martin of Dynamic. Setting the fastest first sector so far. Only 100th faster than Dynamic. As he's finishing up Sector 2, he's down 2/10 off of Vanilla's time. We see SC Fire there, purple first sector. The Sauber coming through the DRS zone right now. See what Dynamic does across the line. P2 with the 1:26.380. Let's go check out SC Fire. Coming around out of the tight chicane. Yellow flag, that's only for slower moving cars. Get out of the way of these guys who are on their timed lap. SC sets a second fastest. On the mediums, a 1:26.352. SC's teammate, eye that man. Cross the line, 1:26.287. So you got the two Saubers in second and third right now. MLB setting a personal best time so far. Hasn't set a lap yet, but is currently the only driver that's up on their time. 30.084 in the first sector. Going to put them right around P7, P8 right now with what they're averaging for their first sectors. 32.279 in the second sector. Again, that's probably going to put them around like maybe P8. Keep watching him on the softs as he comes around the final corner. Crossline P7 with a 1:27.520. So let's take a look at next car. It's improving on time. Inception in the Mercedes. One of our reserve drivers for tonight on the softs. 29.453 in the first sector. Purple mini sectors in 1 and 2. Not consistent, but improving. See what we can do here in the second sector. A little bit of traffic up ahead. See if they get out of the way in time, and it does not look like it. So Inception unfortunately abandoning that lap due to the Alpine being in the way before that long straightaway. And that may have been the Alpine of Anime Boy, I believe. So Rasha sets a time 1:26.793, puts him up to P5. So right now we're going to keep an eye on anybody that's improving on their lap times. As you see, Inception comes into the pits. Currently no one improving. Rasha finished his lap. Sasuke invalidates. Looks like he's possibly on an out lap right now. MLB invalidated. It's Luke invalidated as well. So we'll go with our Season 6 champion and current leader in the championship, Sasuke. 10 minutes left to go as he comes around the final couple corners here. We'll actually take a look at what our championship standings are. As you can see here, Sasuke again out in front. Comes around to the final corner, being it slowed down, getting ready to start his lap. Let's check out his telemetry on this flying lap, see if Sasuke can get himself up to the front. Absolute purple mini sectors as he's coming through the first sector. Fastest first sector, 29.283 for Sasuke. More purple mini sectors through sector 2. Getting a little squirrely there. Very tricky on the throttle. Coming onto the long straightaway after turn 16. A personal best in the middle sector, not fastest. So we'll see how that affects him on this lap as he comes through. Vanilla still fastest middle sector. Dynamic having the fastest third sector. Let's see if Sasuke can upset that. And he can't. So Sasuke moves up to P2, 1:26.241. 14 thousandths off of Vanilla. So let's go check out another driver that's out on track, not necessarily improving. Let's go check it out. Dynamic, personal best in the first sector. Middle sector lost a little bit of time, but let's see if this can move him up the running order. Looks like Lone Fiber trying to set a time now in the other McLaren. So Dynamic, full second off of Vanilla. Improved his time, but not positioned. Currently starting P5. Let's head on down to the other McLaren of Lone Fiber. Hasn't set a time yet. So right now, the timing is going to look a little weird, but he does have a green first sector, a 33.086. Coming up on a massive amount of traffic right now. We got his teammate, looks like his teammate's stationary. Oh, moving again. And Alpine and Mercedes up ahead. But right now, Lone Fiber just looking to get a time on the board. MLB, show me your D. absolutely flying right now, improving on his personal best times. So it looks like Lone Fiber's backing out of this lap. Just looking to set a time on there, but let's go check out MLB Show Me Your D in the Aston Martin coming around. Personal best in the first sector. Personal best in the middle sector. Currently going to be starting P9. Towing along his teammate of Dynamic as well. Dynamic on an invalidated lap. So that tow is going to help Dynamic if he chooses to start another timed lap. And we'll be across the line P6 with a 126.622. Just over 5 minutes left to go in the session. And Dynamic is into the pits. So let's go to Inception and the Mercedes, our reserve driver. Personal best improving so far in that first sector. First sector only 3/10 off of Sasuke, or Sasuke's fastest first sector. Here he comes out of the long restaurant to sector 2. Personal best once again, 32.134. So about 4/10 slower than Vanilla's fastest time. So it's going to add up a little bit. Let's see if, as he comes around the final corners, Inception, can he move up from P8 across the line? Cannot. So Inception with the 126 P8. Looks like Lone Fiber's coming down to the start-finish line now, looking to come into the pits. So Lone Fiber into the pits. MLB, the only car on track. Not improving. I think he might be coming around for the pits too. So Anime Boy and Inception, the only two cars on track. Inception invalidating off his cooldown lap, looking to recharge that battery to get another lap. And out of the pit lane comes It's Not Luke and Boogie. So It's Not Luke, Anime Boy, Boogie, all out on outlaps right now. Just rolling up to 3 minutes on the qualifying session. It's Not Luke coming through turn 11 and 12, heading up to the tight hairpin. So Anime Boy now on the final corners as he's coming around. Luke keeping the tire temperature up on his car. So let's go with Anime Boy as he's coming around the final corner. Start the flying lap. 2 minutes and 15 seconds left in the qualifying session. Traffic coming out of the pits to get their final laps in. Hopefully these guys that were on outlaps don't get hung up too much. Quick rotation of the car for Anime Boy, our other reserve for tonight, looking to score points for the Alpine team. Coming through the first sector. Anime Boy not improving on his time. Keep a close eye. Ooh, Inception out of the race, or out of the qualifying session. Apologies. So he's not going to go any further. So right now, Anime Boy not improving. It's Not Luke also not improving that first sector. Boogie not improving that first sector. So Mitch and Sasuke invalidate on their outlaps. 1 minute left in the qualifying session. Looks like Vanilla pushing on with his DRS. And, okay, so let's go check out. We'll actually head over to Vanilla. Currently in the first sector. Purple mini sectors. See if he can improve on this first sector. Through he goes. Getting a little bit sideways out of the exit of 8. Lost that time. But still currently sitting in pole position. SC Fire puts in a blistering first sector. So is Sasuke and I That Man. Car's getting out of the way of Vanilla as he's coming through. Your provisional pole setter. Sasuke, fastest first sector, 28.999 in the first sector. Everyone behind is absolutely flying right now. Vanilla not improving in the middle sector, so let's go ahead to our championship leader. Or actually, first we'll go to SC Fire as he's coming down the long straightaway. Purple middle sector. Let's see where this moves him up as he comes across the line. Vanilla set the fastest, 126. SC Fire dominates it with 125.583. Sasuke next up across the line. Currently 6/10 down to SC Fire. What can he do across the line? Only P2 with 125.794. Next up, we've got Dynamic pushing hard as well. Across the line, P5. Actually, that's pretty much everyone across the line. Only one left is Mitch looking to set a time. Let's see if we can catch him fast before the game says no. So Mitch improving. Hasn't set a time yet, so this is going to be critical for Mitch. See where he starts. Cross the line. P6 for Mitch, 126.602. And then Lone Fiber, and it's Lucas coming across the line too. So SC Fire, your pole setter for tonight with a 125.583. So, yep, SC Fire, fastest lap, 125.583. Just going to wait for everyone else to get done. There we go. So, SC, your fastest lap. Let's get a screenshot of this before we head to intermission screen. And those guys did not set times, which they're good. Okay. Okay, and then it is now 26, so we'll go 35 minutes. Okay, so everyone is. So this lets everyone get their tire strategy set. Required 3-stop. Three-stop minimum. Let's head to the intermission screen. We're not sitting here waiting for 5 minutes. Gotta remind everyone. Okay, so let everyone know we're going to go at 7:31 p.m. Central Time. Remind everyone 3-stop minimum. Okay. So again, currently your driver's championship is Sasuke off front with 32. SC Fire, your pole setter for tonight, in P2. Lone Fiber P3 with 22 points. Vanilla 21. Zeluxy 20. Pro Ultra 18. I That Man 16. Rasha 14. MLB Show Me Your D 9. And Boogie, Mr. Consistency, with 7 in 10th place. We do have more points going out there, but that's only the top 10. So here is your team standings. McLaren 54, Sauber 44, Racing Bulls 41. Ferrari sitting at 18, Red Bull 16, Aston Martin 9, Haas 7, Williams 3, Alpine and Mercedes both at 0. So everyone in the Discord is talking about rain for tonight. The rule is in our championship that if the game disables DRS, which is a wet condition race, then the 3-stop rule goes out the window. Now, drivers can risk that and go do normal stop strategy going on to inters if the track gets wet enough. But if DRS does not get disabled and they don't do 3 stops, they're going to be in for a world of hurt in the championship. So hopefully everyone's got their strategy figured out. Got 1 more minute left to go. We'll tell everyone to ready up. Longest minute ever, but that's okay. Try to keep everyone entertained. All right, there we go. 7:31. Let's go. So we'll head down to the track. Get ready for tonight's race in Miami. There is the tick in the background. So we head to the grid. Let's go check out our drivers as we run down the lineup. So your pole setter, SC Fire, out in front with a Sauber lockout. I That Man P2, followed by Sasuke P3, Vanilla P4. Dynamic in the Aston Martin P5, Mitch, Mercedes P6, MLB Show Me Your D P7, Rasha P8, Reservist Inception P9, Boogie P10, followed by his teammate Firefighter P11, Anime Boy P12, subbing in for the Alpine. It's Not Luke P13, Lone Fiber P14, and then our two new drivers, 2 Asian P15 and Gangy, starting from the back P16. So we'll head back up to the front. Let's take a look real quick at what the weather forecast is. Right now, it's clear, light cloud for the next 15 minutes. But these races do go a little bit longer than just 15 minutes. So we'll have to check back with the weather later on to see how it goes. But as you can see, the clouds are not there. Sun is shining. So we will get underway momentarily as they come down the final stretch of the track. So again, Miami, 19 corners, full throttle 66% of the time. 208 miles per hour top speed, low downforce, and medium tire wear for our drivers tonight. As they make their way around to the grid, trying to keep tire temperatures up as much as possible. We're going to have the camera on the P2 driver as That Man is on the inside leading up to turn number 1. The rest of the field slowly making their way around, getting us ready for race start. So the final car is in the back of the grid. There we go to their main view. Two lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights, and we are racing in Miami for Prowler Racing League Season 7, race number 2. SC out in front, That Man zipping right past there. As we come around in the opening laps, there's a stationary Boogie and Rasha towards the back. Looks like they both got into a bit of a tussle early on. A little bit of damage reported for Boogie. Everyone kind of more or less getting straightened out as we go along here. Lone Fiber, big moves early on. So here's what the game is saying for possible race strategies: medium, medium, hard, or those who start on the softs, which is the majority of everyone, switching to medium, mediums later on. But it's all down to what they plan to do about this weather. Everyone's so concerned about the possible rain that they wanted to push as hard as they could on these softs early on, but if it doesn't rain in time, they're going to have to do 3 stops. Ooh, making slight contact. A couple cars that are bouncing off the exit of 16 as we head down the long straightaway, completing momentarily. We will be completing our first lap here at Miami. SC out in front still. Ooh, getting very sideways for Mitch back there. Mercedes cross line, SC Fire cross line first, setting fastest lap for the extra point. Everyone coming down through turn number 1. Field still very stacked so far. Not a whole lot of gap between everyone. As they come through the S's around 4 and 5. And 6, heading to the long left-hand sweeper of 7. Into the little bit of a right-hander at 8. Onto the long straightaway. There's the possible race strategies again, brought to you by the in-game soft, medium, medium to hard at the end. We'll actually take a look at what the tire life is expected for these tires, as That Man makes a move for the lead against his teammate, but pushes wide on the exit there. SC doesn't take advantage of that. More or less tucks in front of Sasuke to prevent the championship leader to get ahead. So a little bit of a gap spreading out to those in the back. So it's not Luke on the mediums. Does have a little bit of wing damage, it looks like. SC defending on the inside of Sasuke. Sasuke trying to make a move around the outside. That outside now puts him to the inside. Can't get it done there. Cross the line, we're starting lap number 3. That Man picks up the fastest lap, extra point. Sasuke getting ahead of SC here as we get through into the S's. Oh! That Man loses it. Getting very sideways to promote Sasuke up to the lead, with SC right behind That Man dropping down the order. Not sure what happened there. Just may have gotten a little bit sideways, losing grip. So let's go take a look at one of our close battles back here. Inception on Dynamic. Two of the closest cars on track right now. Long straightaway with DRS. Let's see if Inception goes for a move on Dynamic. Doesn't there. Vanilla defending hard against I That Man. Lone Fiber trying to make his way up in the grid. Being right on the back of Inception. As we head through to turn 15 here, everyone bouncing there. You can see them bouncing off the walls as they head onto the long straightaway. There is no room to move over. And a lot of our cars in the back, massive amount of wing damage. And actually, Rasha, drive-through penalty, severe collision for Gangy against Rasha. Let's go check out these guys down here real quick. So Gangy gets the drive-through penalty, does have rear wing damage. Let's take a look at the car info. You see he's got rear wing damage. Let's see if he serves that drive-through penalty now. And he does. Takes out a brake board. Takes out the timing brake board. May have to have a discussion with him about that later on, because that is called out in our rule set. Rasha comes in, gets that front wing changed out. So I'm not entirely sure what happened there. We'll have to keep a close eye on the stewarding office, see if anybody says anything later on. Let's head back up the order. It's not Luke. Bunch of front wing damage. His is saying that the end plates are gone. As you can see, they are definitely gone. 33 and 13% on the front wing damage. You can see his left front wing is gone, making it very difficult to get around these twisty bits. Then you've got Firefighter also with wing damage. You can see the right front end plate is gone on his car. Then Boogie, 13% on his front. So let's head back up the running order. Sasuke out in front now. Not far. Oh, SC Fire gets the lead back. As we were saying that, Sasuke dives into the pits to get off those softs early on. Already 34 and 43% for his tire wear. Let's actually pull that up real quick. It is crazy how much tire wear everyone has. So that is Sasuke's first pit stop of the night. It looks like Mitch also came in and so did Dynamic to get off their softs. So now you got your two Kick Sours out in front, both on the same soft tires, but I That Man does have worse wear. So let's see if what the team decides. Right now, SC Fire's out in front by 1.8 seconds. So we'll see if SC does his pit stop first or if I That Man does. Skies are still shining bright. Inception, 10-second penalty for a severe collision. Virtual safety car is deployed, more than likely due to that severe contact that happened. Not sure where that happened at. It's Inception. Luke and Inception are down P12 and 13. So this may trigger a bunch of our leaders to get pit stops if the VSC. Nope, VSC is ending now, so no advantage to anyone. Inception ignoring yellow flag picked up a 10-second penalty, so he's currently up to 20 seconds in penalties. It's not Luke and Inception both have their front wings are completely gone. So looks like SC Fire comes into the pits first. Let's go check out the damage of Inception and Luke. So you can see both the cars there, no front wing damage. Luke trying to slow it down in time to not collect Inception. But Inception, unfortunately, picking up 20 seconds within the last lap. One for collecting Luke and the other for ignoring yellow flags, and Inception retired as he pulls into the pits. So Inception out of the race. Luke coming in to get a wing change. SC Fire goes for a pit stop, which then promoted his teammate I That Man, who's sitting at 60% wear on his fronts, or his rears, I should say. And Firefighter also We're on 58% on his rears. So the gap right now is 14 seconds. Eye that man to Firefighter, but both of those guys will be pitting. So it only puts them roughly about 15 seconds ahead of SC Fire in P3. Rasha left the session as well. Where is Rasha? So Rasha's car is still out on track. Not sure what happened there. Hopefully he'll be able to rejoin us. Let's see what Eye That Man decides to do as he comes around the final corners here. So it's saying rejoin position is going to be P8 after he pits. Anime Boy picks up a 3-second time penalty. So Eye That Man currently on the softs. Teammates switch to mediums, and it looks like they're going to mediums as well. So here comes the leaders. Dynamic picking the fastest lap. This is going to put Eye That Man comes out actually in 5th. So better than what the game predicted for a pit stop time. So let's head back up to your leader up front, SC Fire. 1.1 back to Dynamic, who goes wide at turn 7, which then allows Vanilla to catch up behind. So Dynamic on the hard tires looking to go a little bit longer on this stint here. So we'll check total pit stops for everyone. Reminder, they have to do 3 stops. Vanilla getting past Dynamic. Vanilla did have tire advantage, medium versus hard. And Lone Fiber getting into it with Dynamic as well. Dynamic not letting him get ahead there as they tightly come through the chicane. Lone Fiber tucking in behind Dynamic, but as they come through turn 15, not hitting the wall that time as they continue down the long straight. So let's look at total pit stops. Everyone has completed at least one of the 3 required. We're on lap 7 of 29 here at Miami. Lone Fiber alongside Dynamic gets it done as they head up across the start-finish line. Vanilla the fastest lap, 1:29.566. Lone Fiber and Dynamic going pretty hard at it right now. It's great racing to see. All the while, Eye That Man catching up behind on the mediums as well. So Dynamic will be at tire disadvantage against Eye That Man behind while he's trying to stay with Lone Fiber. Lone Fiber pulling away half a second now, but still within DRS range. You're in the DRS range. Wings are open. Dynamic goes for the outside on Lone Fiber. Eye That Man going to the inside. 3 does not go into that corner. Contact is made. Winner out of that situation was Dynamic up to P3. Eye That Man getting past Lone Fiber. Luckily, nobody with damage. Now we're heading down the long straightaway. Take another quick look at the weather. Eye That Man up to P3, getting past Dynamic. Lone Fiber tucking in behind. So forecast now, 15 minutes out, light cloud. No rain yet. 20 laps left to go in this race. SC Fire, your leader, 1.2 ahead of Vanilla. And here is your battle for P3. Eye That Man going through. Now it's Dynamic and Lone Fiber for P4. Spreading out just a little bit. Let's go check out Mitch and Sasuke. 2 rivals from last season. Sasuke getting hit with a corner cut there. So far, Mitch has 4 laps on these mediums along with Sasuke. 2 Asian getting up to P6 right now, past MLB, Show Me Your D. Everyone using a lot of energy from their ERS system while battling it out. To make for some very exciting racing. Still no rain yet. So we'll see if anybody... Anime Boy picks up 10 seconds speeding in the pit lane and retires from the session in the pit lane. So our 2 reservists are only 2 retirements for tonight. Neither driver able to pick up some points for their respective teams. Sasuke getting past Mitch. Heavy lockup there for the McLaren. Mercedes and Mitch falling back a little bit. Got a little squirrely out of 17 there. With Sasuke up to P8. So let's head up to Lone Fiber, still fighting very hard with Dynamic. Dynamic defending all the while. Lone Fiber absolutely pushing. Lone Fiber does have 1 lap younger medium tire, which does give him the advantage on grip. Oh, Dynamic going a little wide there through 8, which allows Lone Fiber to get right past. And depending on where the detection zone is, and Dynamic gets DRS advantage against Lone Fiber. Lone Fiber defends the inside, but has to go wide on the exit. Dynamic on the inside. Now on the outside. Now going to be on the inside again. They go side by side up to the tight chicane. Lone Fiber having to take a little bit of avoiding action. I don't think the game flagged it. But while this fight has been going on, 2 Asian came out of nowhere right on the backside of these 2. DRS wide open for the Ferrari. So we head down the long straightaway. Dynamic leading this group here. Lone Fiber thinking about the inside. Heavy braking, locks it up. Very close battle as we head through the final corner. Cross the line. Lone Fiber P5 against Dynamic ahead in P4. All the while, 2 Asian right there with him as well. So right now, 2 Asian absolutely faster than Lone Fiber. Dynamic is faster than Lone Fiber only in the 3rd sector. So as we come through into the DRS zone, both Lone Fiber and Asian have DRS. Asian ricocheting off the wall, going to the inside, tucks back in. Lone Fiber getting a little bit alongside there, trying to really fill the mirrors of that Aston Martin. Lone Fiber bouncing off the wall. Down the straightaway, watch another DRS exchange, we're sure. Wings wide open. Dynamic deciding to take the inside all the way down. Lone Fiber up to P4. Dynamic heavy braking. Almost looked like he was going to collect him. Oh, Dynamic getting all out of sorts allows 2 Asian through as well. Dynamic on the hard tire disadvantage against the other 2. Got very squirrely on the exit of 17 there and could not put the power down, allowing the Ferrari through. So Dynamic down to P6. The Ferrari of Asian up to P5. Lone Fiber P4. 7 seconds up ahead. You have Vanilla chasing down the 2 Salvers of SC Fire and I That Man on lap 12 of 29 here at Miami. So the game is still calling for cloudy in 5 minutes time. See if anyone tries to gamble the long game here, hoping it will rain and disable DRS. Ganging into the pits. So let's go check out another close battle. Right now it's going to be between the 2 Haas's. Ganging out of the pits. Dealing with, I believe that's the AI of Rasha. So Lone Fiber getting past. So Vanilla's in the pits, dropping down the order. So is Dynamic, and so is Mitch. Mitch with very worn mediums. Gangy put past Rasha into turn 11. So out of the two Haas's, Boogie continues on. Firefighter came into the pits, ganging off the wall here at turn 15. So this happened in Baku last season where the pit stops kind of spread everyone out a little bit. But it really gave some very interesting strategy calls. Rasha asking for an invite. So, let's see here. So our leaders are spread out. Next up is Asian and Lone Fiber battling it out. Lone Fiber getting passed by Asian. Lone Fiber coming into the pits. So real quick, we're just going to normally don't like to do this because it's very disruptive. All right, back to the okay. So more people are pitting. Luke picks up a 3-second time penalty for a corner cut. Oh, both of the Salvers getting into each other here. Getting very close. So out of the two Salvers, only I That Man has a warning so far. SC Fire keeping it cleaner than his teammate. Take a look at our total pit stops so far. Everyone except our top three have done 2 stops so far. So 1 stop left to go for everyone else. So let's see what the 2 Salvers do as they come through. So SC Fire comes through the pits, and I That Man continues on. See what Fire decides to do. Keep a close eye on the rest of the track. So it looks like Mitch and MLB are close on there, and so is Lone Fiber and Dynamic again. So SC Fire going with in the medium. Vanilla rocking out a fastest lap, gets up to P2 with 129. And SC Fire comes out into P3. 2 Asian coming in to get another pit stop. So let's take a look at our close battles here. We'll go with Dynamic and Lone Fiber. These two have been going at it for pretty much most of the race. Dynamic going from a hard to a hard. Lone Fiber medium to a hard. So Dynamic has a slight advantage here as he's spent more time on the hard tire, so he has a better understanding of how his car is going to react on that hard tire as we continue on. Yellow flag on the long straightaway back there. Not sure what that was about, but Lone Fiber up to P4. Head-to-head battle between these two drivers. Neither of them have any time penalties. Actually, the only car on track right now with the time penalty is, it's not Luke. Ooh, heard a wall impact there. Sound like Dynamic smacking the wall. Gives a little kiss there on the exit as we continue on. Asian on the mediums. Coming up behind with a little bit of traffic. Dynamic up front again. DRS switching there. Oh, Going wide there, Vanilla, your new leader, as I That Man comes into the pits. So let's go through a running order real quick. Sasuke, championship leader so far, picks up fastest lap. Mitch picks up a 3-second time penalty. So let's go through as everyone has completed. Just double check. Everyone's completed 2 pit stops so far. Lone Fiber picking up a 3-second time penalty. So from the start here, Sasuke picks up a 3-second time penalty. So everyone's starting to make mistakes, going a little bit too wide, getting off the track. So let's go with race story for our drivers. So your current leader started 4th, now in 1st, Vanilla. Then 1 second back, there he is, SC Fire, your pole position, sitting in P2 currently on the mediums. So he does have grip advantage against Vanilla, but Vanilla only on 3-lap-old hards, looking to go a pretty decent distance as we continue on. Clouds coming in, sun is still shining. Next up in P3, I That Man started P2, dropped it back to P3. Very much on par with his teammate, as the Saubers had a locked out 1-2 at the start of this race. Next up, we've got Dynamic, started 5th, currently in 4th place, fighting very hard right now with Lone Fiber. Lone Fiber looking on the inside here as they're going through turn 1. Can't get it done. Lone Fiber in P5 started 14th. Lone Fiber had a abysmal qualifying session. 14th, moving now up to 4th, past Dynamic. Yellow flag through this S's sector. Somebody was slowly moving. I think it might have been 2 Asian. Lone Fiber, 14th up to 4th, does have an outstanding penalty of 3 seconds, so he will have to contend with that at the end of the race. But right now, he's building a gap. Back to Dynamic. Dynamic now under pressure from 2 Asian. So Dynamic started 5th, currently in 5th, being fought by 2 Asian. Started 15th, one of our new drivers, currently up to 6th position right now on medium tires, so he does have a grip advantage against Dynamic. Next up, we've got MLB, Show Me Your D. Started 7th, breaking even for 7th right now. Then in P8, Mitch started in 6th. In 8th now, does have a 3-second time penalty to contend with at the end of the race. So he'll be looking to either build a gap or keep within a certain time of championship leader Sasuke in P9. Started 3rd, currently in 9th with a 3-second time penalty. Hunting down Mitch ahead. Mitch does have wing damage, so Sasuke is going to be doing everything he can to get past him. So Mitch and Sasuke basically racing head-to-head with their 3-second time penalties. So we'll keep a close eye on that as the race continues on. Next up, we got Firefighter. Started 11th into 10th. Towing along his teammate, a Boogie. Started 10th, now 11th. So the Haas's have basically swapped positions. The other new driver, Gangy. Vanilla, your new leader. Looks like Vanilla and SC Fire have been battling it out up there into the long straightaway. DRS swapping back and forth. Gangy started 16th, now up to 12th. Then Rasha, who was AI, I sent an invite, not sure if he's back with us. Started 8th, currently in 13th. It's Not Luke. Started 13th, currently in 14th. Does have a 3-second time penalty to contend with. But let's head up to our leaders up front. 3-way wide through the final corner. DRS exchange for sure. But Vanilla in P2 was in a Sauber sandwich there. Gets the lead. SC Fire taking it back, but then Vanilla back ahead. They're going side by side through these S's, going 3 wide. With I That Man zipping out in front. Mitch picking up a 10-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Retires from the session in that pit lane. So Sasuke gaining position on Mitch as Mitch retires. It is early in the morning for a lot of our European drivers, around 1 a.m. or so. So when things don't go your way, it's totally understandable if they just want to call it quits. So your leader, That Man, out in front. 3-lap-old mediums compared to SC Fire's teammate on 4-lap-old mediums. Firefighter picking up a 3-second time penalty. Then you got Vanilla keeping with and harassing the Salvers as we continue on. Lap 19 of 29. Sun's still shining. Looks like it's overcast for the most part. So right now, let's head back down to side by side for Dynamic and Asian as they head down the long straightaway, which our leaders just got off of. 10 laps left to go. Dynamic getting sideways again out of 17. So those hard tires just not hanging with how he wants to put the power down, finishing out the lap. So we got 10 laps left to go. Everyone counting on the rain to hit so they don't have to do that third pit stop. Everyone has done 2 so far except for Luke, who has done his required 3. So we'll keep a close eye on this as it looks like Firefighter is coming into the pits to get his 3rd stop in. Let's head back up to your leaders who are still, all 3 of these, fighting it out super close. Oh, not sure why I did that. So right now, your fastest lap with the extra point is That Man, your current leader, with a 1:28.605. Vanilla looking to the inside of SC, tucks back in again. And they come in for their pits. 9 laps left to go. SC into the pits. Vanilla right behind. Lone Fiber coming around. Looks like he's coming to the pits as well. Hard tire for SC. MLB getting a 10-second penalty for speeding. Vanilla going with the hard as well. Lone Fiber going with the medium. Back onto the track we go. So that completes 3 pit stops for quite a few of our drivers. Your leader, 1st through 4th, still have to do another pit stop. So these SC and Vanilla are going to be pushing hard as heck to try to catch up to the leaders, to overtake them when they come in for their pit stop. It's getting a little bit cloudier. Let's take a look at what the weather alert is. Dynamic and Sasuke going at it again. Side by side. Overcast still in the forecast. No rain yet. Dynamic using all the road as much as possible. And while these two, Sasuke and Dynamic, are fighting out, SC and Vanilla are right there, right on them. Sasuke using DRS gets ahead of Dynamic as they come down the long straightaway. Heavy lockup braking there for Dynamic. Hopefully gets the power down. Again, sideways for Dynamic through 17. Dynamic bails to go into the pits to get off of these hard tires. So we'll go actually with Vanilla, as Vanilla and SC are right on the backside of Sasuke. Looks like they're coming up onto slower traffic, maybe Rasha. And the blue flags, he gets out of the way, no problem. Our leading group continuing on. Some are still praying for rain. It's getting more overcast now, but still the sun is shining a shadow on everyone. It's not. Luke picks up another warning. Oh, heavy braking there for Sasuke as SC Fire gets past. Now Sasuke is going to have to defend against Vanilla. Mind you, Sasuke still has to do a third pit stop. SC Fire building a gap. Vanilla doesn't want to be stuck behind Dynamic for too long. As you can see, Vanilla goes to the inside of Sasuke, getting up to P4. Speeding in the pit lane again for 2 Asian. Sasuke continuing on behind Vanilla and SC Fire so far. That man out in front, 17.2 seconds. It's not going to be enough. Oh, Boogie speeds in the pit lane too. We're on lap 23 of 29. Take a quick look at what our total pit stops are. Who has not done there? So Sasuke and That Man, the only two have not completed their requirement for the pit stops. Again, overcast predicted for next 5 minutes of the race. Your lap time is about 1.5 minutes right now with the tire wear and fuel situation. Lap 23 of 29. Vanilla chasing down SC. That Man's into the pits. MLB gets another 3-second time penalty, currently up to 13. So here goes SC. Cross the start finish line. His teammates slowly trundling down the pit lane. SC Fire, your new leader, with Vanilla right behind. That Man comes out in front of Sasuke. So right now, the only driver to not complete 3 pit stops is Sasuke. So let's take a look here. So current running order is SC Fire out in front, Vanilla P2, That Man P3. Gangy picks up the fastest lap. 5 laps left to go. Oh, we got a stationary car there. Is that Luke? Yeah, that was Luke. So it looked like Luke went to the wall. Taking on a massive amount of damage. Something happened here. So there is definitely a desync issue happening as it's showing Asians in the lead right now. It said he had fastest lap there for a moment too, which I know was not correct. So SC, your current leader, Vanilla P2, That Man P3. Did I disconnect? Not sure. Not sure what's happening here because I don't know how Asian got in the lead. So SC comes across the line. Not sure what's happening. We might have some desync issues. SC should be in the lead. For some reason, 2 Asians showing in the lead right now. SC followed by Vanilla and I That Man. Sasuke comes in for his final pit stop. Let's take a look at that real quick. Verify. Yes. So yeah, so everyone has completed their 3 pit stops that's required for our race tonight. I That Man getting past Vanilla into P3. So SC coming through. Still have both of Dynamic and MLB fighting it out for P6. SC coming across the line. So Vanilla hunting down I That Man for P2 should be technically. Not sure why. We're looking into it right now, seeing what's going on here. I don't know why there's such a desync issue that all of a sudden Asian's leading the race. Because he also got a fastest lap while he was in the pit lane. So, not sure what's happening there. But we're going to keep an eye on this. Firefighter picks up a 3-second time penalty. Vanilla looking for a move on the inside. Using DRS. Still calls for overcast, so that's not going to be an issue tonight. So, report is that it's showing on everyone else's screen too that Asian is leading the race. So, we're going to still focus on our drivers here who are the actual racers. We'll have to figure out what we're going to do about Asian, how we'll classify that. So, SC Fire out in front by 2.3 seconds to Vanilla. Vanilla defending against I That Man. That man going for the move on the inside. DRS exchange. So you got SC coming across the line. Followed by I That Man, then Vanilla. Next up would be Lone Fiber. Just going to watch everyone as they come across the line here because this should be how the results should be. So we'll go back to this lap. Lone Fiber, then Sasuke, Dynamic, MLB, Boogie, F1, then Asian, then Gangy, then Rasha, then it's Luke. So Luke are running around in the intermediates right now. But that's how we're going to end the race on lap 29. Your winner is going to be SC. We're basically... No, that's not right. SC is going to be your winner. So SC, your winner. We're going with the previous lap seed. Yeah, everything's glitching out now. So everything glitched out because of the issue with Asian. Yeah, we're going to classify on lap 29. Okay. So we'll get a screenshot of this so I can manually update everything later on. Yeah, see, race winner, SC. Okay, continue. See, now this shows it correctly. Weird. Okay, so let's bring the music back up a little bit. So that was unfortunate that the game ended on a weird glitch like that. But SC Fire, your winner for tonight. Congratulations to him. We'll get everything else sorted out. But that is going to do it for tonight. That was round 2 here at Miami. Next weekend, we're at Australia for a sprint weekend. We look forward to seeing everyone there. Thanks for coming out to Miami tonight, and we will see you guys next weekend down under. Thanks, everyone.